There are over 20 million microbusinesses in the U.S. according to a recent study by GoDaddy's Venture Forward Research Initiative. About half of them are run by solopreneurs, and around 94% have 10 or fewer employees. But their impact is bigger than you think. Joining us now is Jeremy Hartman, Vice President of Venture Forward at GoDaddy. Jeremy, welcome to the show. Well, let's talk, because these numbers are amazing, but let's talk about what's important to recognizing micro businesses and their positive impact on the local economy, which is so important.
Right, exactly. We've been looking at over 20 million micro businesses over the last 4 years to understand the kind of impact they're having in our communities around the country. And a little fun fact for your audience, in the greater Phoenix area, there's over 400,000 micro businesses that are in the greater Phoenix metro area. And that compares to just over 100,000 small businesses in the same region. So you are sitting on a hotbed of micro businesses that are really propelling your economy.
Yeah, and it's so incredible that we're hearing those numbers, as you just said there. Let's switch and talk about the mission of the GoDaddy Venture Forward initiative. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, so Venture Forward was started to try and uncover the impact of these micro businesses. Believe it or not, the way we think about small businesses goes all the way up to 500 people. And the way that as communities and as policymakers we support small businesses does not work for micro businesses. This is a very different kind of entrepreneur who are starting and running these businesses. And so because these micro businesses are too small or they're too new, they haven't been seen by policymakers because they don't show up in the economic data we use to understand how to build and grow our economies. So Venture Forward was created to try and uncover the impact of these micro businesses, who they are, where they are, and how we can best support them.
Let's talk about the recent study that the Venture Forward conducted about these micro businesses and their effect on, as we keep saying, the local economy. Let's talk a little more about that.
Sure. So we know that micro businesses raise household income. We know that they lower unemployment, and we know that they create jobs. And we knew that before the pandemic started, but COVID only brought the importance of these micro businesses right into the spotlight. 2.8 million more micro businesses were started in 2020 than in the year prior. And almost a third of all micro businesses have been created since the pandemic. And not only is their impact tremendous on our local economies, but they're also drawing people in to our economies that traditionally have had a rougher time than many others trying to engage. We see that women-owned micro businesses are up from 44% of all micro businesses to 54%. We see Black-owned micro businesses going from 16% of all micro businesses to 23% of all micro businesses. So not just is their impact big on our economy, but they're bringing people into our economy that maybe weren't there before.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that micro businesses don't realize there's a lot of resources out there for them. So what are some that you guys offer?
Right. Well, we actually don't think there are enough resources out there. Yes, as a micro business entrepreneur, you can come to the GoDaddy website and get all sorts of resources. But where micro business entrepreneurs really want to look for help is from each other and from within their own communities. And right now, there's not enough of that because, frankly, they haven't really been seen in their communities to know how to connect them and how to support them. So this week, we're launching an effort called GoDaddy Open, where we're partnering with cities around the country to try and develop these micro businesses and empower them with the things we know they need most. And one of the things that we know they need training, they need upskilling. Just because millions of micro businesses have been started since the pandemic doesn't mean that all of them are going to be successful. So what we know to be successful, these micro business entrepreneurs have told us, is they want to continue to learn, and they want to learn from each other. So if we're going to support them, we have to find a way to do just that.
Wow, Jeremy, that's so incredible that you guys are doing this because, as we said, yeah, there's some resources, not a lot, but that coming together is going to be so important for micro businesses and to help them grow. So where can people find more information about the GoDaddy Venture Forward initiative?
Yep, go to godaddy.com/venture forward, or you can email us at open@godaddy.com.
Perfect. Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Really happy to be here.